Hello and welcome to another update video about DOT. Things are getting a little bit more interesting. We have seen a breakout of our bullish reversal pattern here highlighted in red, our descending wedge. That was the earliest indication that, I said we can probably get that a low is in, okay? I mean, it's not going to get any clearer than that. I mean, this is far away from confirmation, and it's definitely not certainty that a low is in. But we were watching for a bounce here because the downside structure was technically complete. Now, that doesn't mean the low has to be in, because there are many ways how this can be interpreted and counted on the micro level. But until yesterday, I've been still watching for another low. Now the low, it could have bottomed. Again, I mentioned it, I think, in a few videos now. You won't get more clarity because, at some point the TA obviously, it gets to its limits. So next step would be certainty, which you don't get in these financial markets. But downside structure is complete. We were watching for a break above the upper boundary line of our wedge pattern. That happened. So what does that mean now? That means that possibly this larger wave 2 correction that we've been watching for could be complete now that the price reacted to the 61.8 extension level at $5.50 with a nice reversal candle and another low, which could be wave 5 of C of Y. However, this was the earliest indication. So that means we had here a break of the trend line. So it's pretty good. I have the next trend line just above, which will likely provide next resistance. Okay, which is actually here. We only have 2 touch points on that one. I find that one is more reliable or relevant because we have 3 touch points here. So I will actually make that a little bit clearer. I will highlight it in red because this would be the next one. Okay, the ones that are not so relevant anymore, I will make them a little bit thinner and then we'll probably take them off at some point. I will also try to keep the chart clean, take that level out. We don't need that. Okay, so this now leaves us with levels that matter. Obviously, the last support is still relevant at 550. And the next move up needs to form 5 waves, till $6.05. This is what I now need to see. If you watched my Solana video earlier today, then you know that on the Solana chart, we can already identify a possible 5-wave rally. Bonk, maybe. DOT, not yet. DOT is giving us 3 waves only. I have to say, though, that trying to analyze an altcoin on this small time frame, it's not so reliable, okay, from an Elliott Wave point of view. Therefore, I'm adding additional indicators like these trend lines. And obviously here, what can we see now? I mean, again, a small trend line, highlighted in green. It's not predictive, this trend line, but it tells us when this initial rally is likely over. So you could also add a channel, then you have a small channel. But it's about, okay, what does this wave 1 need to do? So this wave 1 needs to reach $6.05 because I might have a tiny 1-2 setup here in the beginning. And then the third wave should reach the 1.38 extension. We're not even there yet. So $5.97 at least. And then the 5th wave needs to reach the 1.618 extension at $6.05. So therefore, I already communicated to gold members earlier today, I need to see 5 waves that reach the $6.05 level or higher. Then, once I see that, I will add the support area for wave 2. I won't do that now because first of all, we haven't topped and then we haven't got 5 waves yet. So this is what I want to see. Then we can watch for a pullback in wave 2. If I get this 1-2 setup, it's going to be an interesting Elliott Wave trade setup potentially on the smaller time frame. But now we're dealing probably still with 3rd wave. Then should get a 4. And when we get the 4th wave, we might break the trend line. So again, it's not so, this trend line is not so relevant. That's what I'm watching. Yeah. So that's at the moment what I'm watching. And then once we have this 1-2 setup complete, we should get a 3rd wave and then we can build confidence that a low is in. In terms of next resistances, pay attention to this trend line, depending on when the price reaches it. And it's also not the, it depends on where. I don't find that trend line too relevant because we only have 2 touch points and it's only really the wicks. But still, it might generate some additional resistance around $6.05. That's the update about DOT. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.